Hey guys, welcome back to Guitarchaeology with Pinetop Jackson. Check out what I have to show you today. This is a left-handed Super Strat. This is a Kramer Aerostar. Let's check it out. Kramer Guitars was founded in 1976. They started off building aluminum neck guitars and basses in Neptune, New Jersey. In the early 80s, they started building more traditional, albeit super shredder-ish guitars, with the wooden necks being built by ESP in Japan and shipped home to be assembled in New Jersey. The Aerostar series guitars were built completely overseas, in Korea. The series consisted of the 5 models you see here in this catalog image. Here's the description of the model I picked up, the ZX30H. The pickups are passive EMG selects, 2 single coils and 1 humbucker. And check it out, it says left-handed models are available. See, I picked up this left-handed guitar intending to restring it for a righty. Relocate the strap button from the upper horn to this little horn. I may have to carve a new nut for it. It's just a plastic nut anyway. And then it should intonate okay with the individual saddles. So lately I've been dealing with more and more Korean-made guitars from the late 80s, early 90s, and man, this is just like those. They feel solid. It's a really nice feel. Let's get this guy up on the scale. All right, the Kramer weighed in at 8 pounds, 7.4 ounces. This has the pointy, droopy headstock that many Kramers are known for. It has the truss rod cover with the model number ZX30H. H stands for humbucker, of course, and you can't really see the 0 here because of the string bar that bars across all of the strings. One thing we're missing, though, is the logo. There's no Kramer logo whatsoever, and I don't know if this has been refinished. So it looks a little more matte than the rest of the body. So that may be a possibility. Let's take a look at the neck here. This looks like a rosewood fretboard, but man, look at the shape of it. It's not so much wear as it is like flaking off. It's crazy damage to that. And then we come to the body, and this raises a couple questions as well. So the ZX30H came with the passive ESP Select pickups. It had 2 singles and a humbucker, and it looks like this has been modified. So I think this was probably the original ESP humbucker that would have been down here. It would have had 2 single coils. Looks like someone moved that one up here and then put, it looks like an actual EMG. This pickup cover has been collared on, scribbled on with a Sharpie, it looks like. And if you look closer, of course it's all scuffed up, as a well-used guitar is going to be, but look at this. All these scuffs have been colored over with a Sharpie. And then the pick guard itself, the bevel, this 2-ply pick guard, you can tell that it was white on the bevel, and that's been colored over with a Sharpie. Someone was trying to black it out. All right, let's turn this guy over. Here's the back of the headstock. You can see the tuners have the Kramer imprint, but they do not have the set screw that the tuners on an American series Kramer would have. When you look at the neck plate of almost any Kramer, what jumps out at you is where it says Neptune, New Jersey, USA. And that's kind of misleading, and intentionally so. Kramer's assembly factory was in Neptune, New Jersey, but their overseas models, like the once ubiquitous Striker and the Aerostar, were built by Court in Incheon, South Korea. In the mid to late 90s, overseas guitars had developed a reputation for being cheap and crappy. American companies like Jackson, Washburn, and Kramer used this USA wording on their budget lines to give the illusion of higher quality. Notice they never say made in USA, just USA. Kramer first started having plywood bodies used in 1985 with the Striker line. They flooded the market with these cheap guitars in an effort to dominate the beginner market sales. The next year, 1986, they came out with the Aerostar line, which was even cheaper than the Striker. Our serial number is AC3201. The A stands for Aerostar, and the C roughly indicates the year it was made. An Aerostar serial number with a prefix of AA would have been made in 1986. AB indicates 1987 to 88, and AC would mean 1989, the year in which Kramer declared bankruptcy. All right, further evidence of modification going on. Not all of the screws are here on the back plate. These screws have been painted over white. Strange. Everything on the front has been blacked out. But these screws have white heads. Strange. All right. Oh boy, we got a surprise. What is this? Well, it's a Lisa Simpson Valentine. More signs of temperament or of mischief that I've noticed. It looks like some wood screws here holding this jack plate on, and then some more wood screws here in place of the posts to hold the bridge on. All right. So yeah, right away we can see a plywood body. And all right, so the plywood body, you can see if it'll focus on me here. And then it's been chipped away, routed out, pretty ugly, by an owner to make room for the humbucker. You can see where the single coils would have been originally. And then let's see what we got going on here. Wires all taped up with packing tape here. All right, there's some stuff to be sorted out for sure. Something else I just discovered on this poor, abused Kramer. Wicked crack down the strap button screw. I don't know how that could have happened. Unless someone used a much longer screw and just drove it right in there without pre-drilling. That's unfortunate, but the strap buttons are going to be removed and placed over on the lower horn to make it a right-handed instrument. But man, a lot of unfortunate and curious scars on this guy. Ick. All right. Now it's a right-handed guitar. Not quite yet. All right, guys, so all that video you just saw, the Guitarchaeology portion, I like to call it, I put that together over a year ago. I had big plans for the Kramer project, but it turned out to be a really big project. Those electronics had to be sorted, and the body really needs to be stripped and completely refinished. And it's the perfect old beater guitar for me to practice and develop my skills on. But it's such a big project, and to be honest, I felt a little intimidated by it. So I wound up putting it away in a gig bag in the corner and kind of forgetting about it for a while, but knowing that I'll get back to it someday. But now I find myself running out of time. My family's preparing for a big move in a few months. We're moving from Seattle to Detroit. We're going from the Emerald City to the Motor City. So I made a decision about this Kramer project. Now, a few things prompted this decision, and one of them was my friend Jeff from California. He has a YouTube channel called Jeff's Big Guitars. We've done a few collaboration videos together, but he sent me this guitar out of the blue. This was a PV Predator project that he refinished, and he was never happy with how the burst turned out. But I dig it, man. The black and gold burst. It's the Purdue colors. My wife's a Purdue graduate. And I really dug the guitar. So he sent me this guitar, and others have sent me guitars in the past too. And I think that now it's time to pay it forward. So I'm going to send this guitar to my friend Tom in New Jersey. Tom has a YouTube channel called Refuse Reuse, and we've done a few collaboration videos together too. So Tom buys and sells used guitars locally like I do. That's kind of how we connected in the first place. But he's become known in his town for his Eddie Van Halen style refinishes, the stripe style, you know. So a few things clicked in that regard. Kramer's from New Jersey. Well, this guitar was made in South Korea, but New Jersey, USA. And Tom lives in New Jersey, and Tom's known for his Eddie Van Halen style refinishes, and Eddie Van Halen famously played a Kramer. So thinking about when moving cross country, less guitars to worry about moving is better than more. And also thinking about the pay it forward principle, I'm going to ship this guitar out to New Jersey. I'm going to give it to my friend Tom and look forward to seeing what he does with it. No pressure or anything, Tom. Jeff, I'm definitely going to do something cool with your old Predator, but it's going to be after we're all settled into our new place in Michigan. Thanks for watching, guys. Be sure to click the bell notification so you don't miss part 2, Tom's dramatic transformation of the Kramer Aerostar. And definitely leave a comment down below. Tell us your good or bad experience with Kramer guitars. See you next time.